is not class, this is actually file. So as we are habituated with Java, so we are telling class. So in TypeScript, we don't have the, will not tell class, we'll tell TypeScript file. Why? Because what is the difference between Java and TypeScript? Can you tell me the basic difference? So Java is an object-oriented programming language, but TypeScript is not object-oriented programming language. It is function-oriented programming language. That means in Java, if you want to do a small thing also, if you want to print something also, that you have to do inside a class. But here you don't require a class to perform any activity. Okay, so that's why we'll be calling here TypeScript file. But in Java, we tell it as class, correct? Because all the object-oriented programming language, they need a class to do a small activity also. But here, the no such requirement. Without a class also, you can print something, you can do activities. Okay. Now what is array? Array, when I talk about array, array is a data type, non-primitive data type, which can store multiple values inside it. That is called an array. Okay. Recording is in progress. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what is, and unlike if you have read Java, so there array means the one that non-primitive data type, it has a fixed length, but here array doesn't have a fixed length. It's just like you can say it can store, it's a dynamic. So as many value you keep on storing, it will go on increasing. So here it is not a fixed length. Okay. Here you can store as many values you can want, you can remove as many values you can want. There is no such fixed length here. You can store any number of data you want inside an array. Okay, now let's see. Let's say I just declare a string. Give something in the string. Then I declare an array. So array will be declaring inside a square bracket.
Yep.
Square bracket. Okay, this is a square bracket. So let's say I give some values, random values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, something, some random values to it. So to check whether that particular variable is an array or not, we have a function in array that we call as console.log array dot is array. So I can, here I have declared a string, here I have declared an array. So let's check that for both of them. Let's see what is the output for both of them. So what do you think? What will be the output for both of these? Tell me.
For the string, it comes like that A, B, C, D, E, F. And for array,
No. Here is array means it is checking whether that particular variable is an array or not. So if it is a string, obviously it is not an array. So this will give me false. And here it is
Okay.
array, so it will give me true. So you'll see if I run it, so you'll get false or true.
Okay.
Okay. Understood?
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, it's checking for whether it's array or not.
correct. Now you already remembered, right? So this is the basic syntax. You have to give inside a square bracket. Now let's say I want to access a particular element from that array. I want to access the particular element from the array. Now, when we talk about array, here the one is not the first index. Normally we say it is the first index, second, like first element, second element, third element, but in programming, it will start from zeroth index. So this will be the zero index element. This will be the first index element. This will be the second index element. Like this, it will go on. So indexing starts from 0. Okay. Just like in the class, you students sit right in rows, first bencher, second bencher, third bencher, fourth bencher, last bencher, like that, right? It goes on. Similarly here also, it is sitting in the first position, this value. This is for sitting in the second position. But in our general English, we say that it is counting start from first. But when we will be writing the program, the counting will start from 0.
0.
Okay. So this will be the zeroth element of this array. This will be the first element. Let's
First
say
element.
I want to access the zeroth and third element. How to do that? To do that, what I can do? Error of zero. So it
The
will
element
access.
name 0, right?
Yeah, it will access me the zeroth or the first, whatever I can say. General English will be first, but in programming it will be the zeroth. Okay, so just run it. So it is printing one. So zeroth means this one. And third is
And
the
third,
actually in English it is the fourth one. So fourth one is this fourth,
yes.
third is printing it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so just this is also a programming term you need to remember, or else you will get confused if people speak out. So when I give a value to a variable that is called as a literal. So when I give this particular value at the time of declaration, so I can say this is the array literal. Okay, this is the array literal. So literal is basically when you assign a value to it. That is called array literal. Got it? Now there are two ways in which I can assign value to the array. One is by the array literal, the method I have given here, or else I can assign value to the array using array constructor. Okay, there are two ways in which I can assign value to my array. One is by this array literal which I have given here, and one is by what? Array constructor. Understood? Now,
Okay. Can you repeat array constructor and the another one is array?
literal. This is array literal. This when
Okay.
I'm giving directly, I'm giving the values that is called literal. So here it is array,
Okay.
so I'm calling it at array literal. This term you should know, or else you will get confused if someone speak up. Okay, in the understood.
Okay.
Literal. Literal means the value is given.
Okay.
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 Now let's see some more examples of array to better understand. Okay.
Okay.
Now see, when I'm declaring array, so before I am giving these values, if I give the value, then it is understanding this is a numeric array. Yes or no? If
Yes.
I will give this value, means it will understand this is a numeric array. But uh, like if I want to give a string also, if I want to give a numeric also, if I want to give boolean also, then what kind of array it should be? What kind of array it should be? Let's say this is numeric. So what I can do, I can give like let error1 number. Number means it will store numeric, then I can give values to it.
Okay.
Okay, let's say 76, 5, 34, 56, like that. But if I want to store numeric also, string also, boolean also, multiple kind of values also, then what I should have, what kind of array it should be? Data type. If you have practiced data type, then you can tell me. Which data type accept all type of
Any.
any? Correct. If I give any means, I can define a string here also. I can give a boolean here also. I can give anything here also.
Okay.
But if
Got it.
but if I declare it as a number, then I have to give numeric values. Got it?
Yes.
Here, for accessing what I did, I gave the array name and the index in the square bracket. Okay. Now, to let's say if I want to modify any value in the array. Now, this is having 676, 5, 34, 56. Now, if I print the array also, if you'll see, if I print the array here also, it is printing me 76, 5, 34, 56, whatever value is there. But let's say I want to modify a value in a particular index. Let's say I want to modify the value of the third index. Okay. So, for that, what I can do, third, I can give a value, let's say 98. Now if I
Okay.
print the array, let's see what is the result for the array.
Oh,
See, my value got replaced with
yes.
98.
It
That
will update it.
means, yeah, it is updated. So to update any element, I have to access that element and give the updated value. That too in this manner. Understood?
Yes.
Now, let's say I want to, now let's say here just have four, you can say elements in the array. So I can access using AR0, AR1, AR2, AR3. So this will access all my four elements. But let's say I have thousands of elements inside the array. So I cannot write every, let's say I want to print everything, every element of the array, the output. I cannot write like console.log AR of 0 till AR of 1000, right? So in that scenario, what should I do? In that scenario, what should I do? That scenario I should use loop, which we did in the previous weekend, right? If I access loop, then I can traverse it from the beginning to the last of the array. Let's say for this also, instead of writing all the four one by one, I'll write a loop and it will access all the elements from the starting to the end of the array. Okay, let's see how to do. So this will be doing using traditional for loop, which we have read. I less than here what short 10. Yeah, telling
Right.
anything? Okay. So what it will do
Okay.
now? It will go from zero syntax to error length means let's say here I have 4. So
Mm.
it will go till what? Till I is less than the length. So it will go till 3. The moment it reaches 4, it will come out of the loop. The condition will not satisfy. But that also I recur from 0 to 3. I don't recur 1 to 4 because my indexing starts from 0 to 3. So I'm passing it and then it will print me the values from first index to last index, whatever element I have. Got it? See, it's printing all the element from there.
Okay.
So if my length is also 1000 or 2000 also, I can use this only and it will print me all the values of the array. Got it?
Yes.
Now, this is how we saw how to assign value to an array using array literal. Now the second way I'm going through. To assign a value to the array using or to initialize or instantiate a array using array constructor. Let's see how to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So let ARR of 3 is equal to new. Here there is an interview question. Okay. So just this maybe you'll not use in your day-to-day activities. Normally use in array literal only. That will solve your work or it will solve your purpose. But this particular way of defining array using array constructor is more important from interview point of view. Okay. I'll tell you where
Okay.
they're confused. Okay. Now, so one more I'll declare. There are 4. And here, instead of any, I'll do it as string. So, these all will not be allowed inside that.
Okay.
Parameter, what is as this. Okay. So next is I'm declaring string. So if I declare string means see this, always remember the word constructor means you will be using a new keyword. This is also a keyword. Okay. So whenever there the constructor terms coins up means you are using new. Okay. New means it
Mm.
is basically creating an object. If you have read in Java also you could correlate. So when I write new means it is creating a new object. Okay. Now this is actually the way in which I can declare using array constructor. So array constructor means what here I am doing? I am telling new array and the type I am giving. What type I want to have. Any means it can accept anything. So here I am giving anything it is accepting. But when I am telling string means it can accept only string here. And there may
Okay.
be one scenario in which I don't tell also anything. Okay, let's say here. So, so here, if I don't tell anything, then what will happen? And here I don't tell anything. But in the values I give, let's say 7, then false, show
Oh,
mix of values. So here
you
it is
don't
see what
accept,
it,
right?
yeah, type argument list cannot be empty. Because
Ah,
what will happen if I don't give here anything and if I give random like any values, then it is not accepting. This syntax is not accepting basically.
mm.
But if I run it, okay, let's say if I run it, then what is happening? Let's see. Okay. See, it is throwing me error.
Okay.
So if I just remove this line over here, what should I write so that it will be correct?
Any,
If I
any.
write any means it will be correct. Now you can give anything, that's not an issue. It will accept everything. See, accept.
Yep.
Okay. So this is the second way in which I can declare a constructor. Understood? Two ways how to declare a
Yep.
constructor. Sorry.
Yes.
This is the second way how to declare an array. So these are the two ways in which I can declare. One is using literal, one is using constructor, array constructor. Got it, everyone?
Uh, Can you tell it why we are adding that new that keyword here?
That is what
Just
I'm
take a
telling. This new is just like I will say, okay, just understand in this way. In layman term, if I make you understand, let's say the coins are, let's say there is a mold, right, to create a toy. Or else you can say there is a machine to generate coins. Okay. So for making that coins from the metal, it will just one mold will be there, right? In which you'll put the metal, then it will take that shape and you comes out and puts down to be a coin. So in that way, using that single mold, you can create multiple coins, right? N number of coins. Okay. So here also same concept. So here it is saying this is the mold. Using this mold, you create a new instance of it, and that we are assigning to this variable. So that way it is called as constructor. Understood?
Okay.
Yes, just relate this to the mold, okay? In which you'll put the
Okay.
metal to take the shape. And new means this is once you put first metal, it will become the first coin, second metal, second coin, third metal, third coin, like this. And inside coin also you can have a denomination of one, you can have denomination of two. So here I am having a denomination of any, here I am having a denomination of like that. Like that you can relate. This is how we can relate. Okay. Understood? Saranya, or asking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
got it.
if I want to get the length of this particular array, then there is also one function called length in the array, which can return me the length of that particular array. So let's see that also. Okay, now if I print, what will be the output? Tell me. 5.
Will
Why?
count.
Because here I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the length of this array is 5. Understood? Till now, what I show you how to declare an array and how to give the values. Now
True.
we'll go through the array function, which are more important and which you'll be exactly using in your day-to-day activities also. And from interview point of view also, it is very important. So this
Correct.
also, this functions you try to understand. So the first function present in array is to add element in the array. So till now we have not added element in the array. What we have done? We have just updated the value, the existing value. We have not added anything new. Just updated the existing value that we have created till now. But let's say I want to add elements to the array. Okay, here, see, this is any means I can have multiple types of data inside it. So let's say I want to add 2 more data inside it. Now if I print it, so what will happen? If I print this particular thing, it will print me only this values TSRT 8 to 90 like this it will print me because it has these values
Yes.
now with me. But let's say, so I'll add something. Let's say before adding also I'll print and after adding also I'll print. So it's in the output, in the difference in the output. So let's say I want to add error 4 dot push. Okay. Let's say part, let's say 90, then orange, then again, let's say 76. Let's say I want to add these three values in this particular array. So what will happen? So this will add these values, okay, to the end of the array. Means after 90, okay, already 90 is there. So let me add some other value. Still, let's see. So what it will do, now it will add here 60, orange and 76. So now if I run, you'll see, the previous array printed me this one, TSRT 890. But when I did this operation and again try to print that array, it is printing me the new values also, 60, orange and 76. That means this value got appended to the last of the array. Understood? Understood or not? Now see, if you go to the definition, let's say if you want to understand or know more about that particular function which you are using, just what you do, hover over it. So once you hover over it, it will show you the use of this method. So what is the use of this method? It is telling append new element to the end of the array and also return the new length of the array. That means after appending these values, what will be my length of the new length of the array? That also it will return. So what I can do, I can also give a console.log here. So what will happen here is it will add as well as return a value which I can print in the output. So you will see now, say I'm printing 8 here. That means the new array length is 8, it is telling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is getting printed. So there are 2 activities which this particular function is doing. Not only it is adding elements to the last of the array, but also it is returning me the length of the array. Understood?
Yes. So
Now,
here we don't need to give that the length of the array, but it's if we add that push means it will automatically count the length of the array, right?
you are not giving anything. Are you giving anything
Okay.
here? This push
No, no.
method Just the method, the function we read, right, in the previous classes. Same thing. There it was returning a value, right? Here, same thing. This is push is a inbuilt function of array, which will return me a output, which is basically the length of the new array.
Yeah,
Understood?
got it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I want to delete element from the array, just the last element. If I want to delete just the last element of the array, then let's see what to use. So if I want to delete the last element of the array, what I can do, I can use the method pop and it will delete me the last element. Now the new array is this one. So if I tell to delete, so it will delete 76. Yes or no?
Yes.
So let's see what will be the output. See, when I am calling pop, it is deleting the last element of the array as well as returning me the element which is deleting. That's why when I'm printing it, it is printing me 76 here.
Okay.
Okay, so it will delete the last element as well as return the value of the last element to me. So if I print it, I can print what I am deleting. And when I'm reprinting the array, it is printing me after deleting 76. Understood? Now,
Yes.
these all are doing in the last. Someone, these are like a post is adding to the last, pop is deleting from the last. Let's say my requirement is I want to do the same thing in the first. Instead of the last, I want to do the same thing in the first. Then what I can use? I can use unshift. So unshift is it add the element to the beginning of the array and return the length of the array. Just like push, it was adding to the end of the array and returning the length of the array. Similarly, unshift will add to the beginning of the array and return the length of the array. Only the position changes here. Understood?
Yes.
Now see, if I just do unshift, and I add something here, let's say 59. Here, let's say grapes. Let's say 12. Now, let me run it and reprint the array, the new array. Now see what is happening.
Okay.
It appended to the beginning of the array. 59 grapes 12 is now in the beginning of the array. And when it did the operation, it also returned me the length of the new array. So it printed me here 10. So the new one will be having 10 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when I printed the new array, it is printing me this. Understood?
Yep.
Oh,
Unshift.
that's it. Again, same thing.
It's
Pop
unshift
was
means it's combined both arrays, right? It combined. It's like add thing like that.
no. Statement is incorrect. Both array
Oh,
to combine both array, you need to have two array. But here we just have one array. It added element to the existing array. It didn't combine any array.
okay,
Here,
okay.
this element got added to that existing array. Here we are dealing with a single array. There is no two array where which it will combine.
But
Just
I have one question. But the same thing is happening when we use the push that
no,
keyword. It's also add that
it
uh,
added that. What is the
it
difference
added
here?
at the end.
It
Oh, okay,
added
got
at
it.
the
It
end.
added at
Uh,
the end.
Unshift added at the first. The position
Okay,
matters. There it was
okay,
to
okay.
the end. Here it is to the starting.
Yep.
Similarly, pop was adding deleting towards the end.
Last
But
end.
if I want to delete something from the beginning, then I have to use shift.
Okay.
And just like pop was returning the element which it was deleting, here also it will return me the element which is deleting. So now see, then 59 this was present. When I did shift operation, it will delete
Yes.
59 and will return me the element which is deleting. So when I did console.log, it printed me 59. When I printed the new array, now see 59 is not there. Rest all
Got
grapes
it.
to end it was there. Understood?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh. So this is how we'll be adding or deleting to the end and starting of the array. Okay. Now, next is if I want to delete something in between the array. This you saw where in the starting and the ending. But if I want to do anything inside the array, then how should I do? Okay. So for that we have one more function that is called as splice. What is the syntax of splice? So inside splice, the syntax is you have to give us the starting index from where you want to delete. Static index from where you want to delete. So then you have to give number of element you want to delete from the index to delete. Then if let's say I want to delete from their position and also add something where in which position I deleted something and also add something there. So then the next is your elements which I want to add. N number of element I can give. If I want to add 2, I can give 2. If I want to add 3, I can add 3 also. If I don't want to add anything, don't give anything. Simple. Let's see an example, then you'll understand. Okay. So what I can do, ARR4 dot splice, sorry, ARR4 dot splice starting index. See, my array is now having these values. Okay. Let's say I am telling that okay, you delete me from the position 2. Just I give this starting index. I don't give other argument value. Let's see what will be the output. We'll be seeing for all the scenarios. Okay. See, just see. This was my array. I just give the static index from where I want to start the deleting. When I gave 2, so 1, 2, sorry, 0, 1, 2. So from here it will start. So if I don't give how many element I want to delete, what basically it will do, it will delete all the element that is present after that index. So it deleted all the element which is present after that index. Understood or not? I'll give all the arguments one by one and show you the difference. Understood or not, Saranya? George, tell me.
Yes.
So this will do this. It will delete from that index till the last of the index. But let's say I give this, I'm commenting. Okay. Let's say what I do. Next, I'll give the starting index from where you will start deleting and how many element I want to delete. Let's say I want to delete only 2, or let's say 3. I'll give 2 comma 3. That means you start from second index and just delete 3 element and stop after that. So what it will happen? See.
So it will delete the next
Ah,
3 elements.
next 3 element. So I told the
Yes.
starting index is 2. 2, so 0, 1, 2, it came here 2. So how much I want to delete? 3 elements. So it deleted TS,
Eight.
RT and A.
8. Yeah.
So you'll see in the output, the rest all are there in the output, in the new one.
Okay.
Understood?
Yep.
Next. Let's say if then I want to delete as well as add something in that particular place, then what I'll do?
Replace like that.
No, I'll see
Okay.
here. So I told go to the second index, add 3, delete 3 elements, then go on adding. Then you go on adding something. I want to add ERT, then comma K, K, 625, then comma 2, then comma 87. Let's see what will be the output. See what it did. It came to the second index, deleted 3, TSRT and 8, but inserted ERT 65 287 here. In this place, it inserted ERT 65 287. So if you see here, graph 12 ERT 67 287 got inserted, and rest all true 9060 what are there, it is already there. Understood? In 3 ways, how can you use this splice function?
Yep.
George, getting this?
Yeah, mate.
Okay. So these are important from interview point of view. They'll confuse you. They'll write one statement and tell me what will be the output. So you need to understand what is happening. Then only you can just write the output. Okay. Now the next is slice. This you read is splice. Next is slice. See, it sounds similar, but the wording is different. Here the P is not there. This is splice. This is slice. Okay. So what is the syntax of slice? Slice, you have to give the start index and the end index. Okay. You have to give the start index and the end index. Now, what this particular thing will do, if I give the start index and end index, it will slice. Slice is what? You just extract something from in between. That is called slice. Slice of bread. So if you have a stack of bread, you just took 2 slices of bread from those slack of 10 breads. So that is you are taking something in between of those 10, 2 breads you are taking. That is slice. Similarly here, slice means I'm telling the starting index and end index. From there, I will be slicing. Okay. I will be extracting those values which are present inside the start and end index. And when I tell end index means it will take, let's see, then only you'll understand. Let's see one example. Dot slash give here, let's say 2 comma 4. So see, here are 4, right? Okay. Okay. Me comes. Let me do one thing. Let me comment only. Then, or else what will happen? It will get confusing.
Yep.
While practicing, what you can do, you can uncomment these lines.
Oh,
Okay. I have this array. Now console.array array dot slash. Now let's. Okay. See, it is just printing me this whatever is there here because I have done console.log. Let's say I do this. So let's see what's up. So here, and also I treat the array after that. That also I need to understand. See, here I have ARR4, which have these values. Okay, this value is the initial value. Now what I told is you slice from second to fourth. That means 0, 1, 2. From here you slice till fourth. 2, 3, 4. So it sliced from 2 and 3. 4 it didn't include it. So that's why it printed me 8 row. Always remember the start index is included in the slice, but the end index is not included in the slice. So what it will happen? It will go from the element from start index till the end index minus 1. That's why it go from 2 to 3. That's why 2th element is printed and 3rd element is printed.
okay.
4th it didn't printed. Now, when I am calling slice, it doesn't mean that it is updating the existing array. No, it is not updating the existing array just like splice. Splice, what it is doing? It was updating the existing array. Yes or no? It
Yes.
was updating, but it is not updating the existing array. It will just return you the output. That's it. It will not update the existing array. That's why when I'm printing again the array, it is printing the initial values only. That means it is
Yeah.
not updating the array. It is just getting the
Okay.
value. That's it. It's not updating the array. Understood?
So here the second element that slice 2 comma 4 means it will minus 1. Second element
Ah,
and third element 4 minus 1. Like
no.
this that
No, it is start index till end index minus 1. So end index is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it will go from 2 to 3. Understood?
yeah.
Now, let's say if it is 1 and it is 4. So what would have happened? It will go from 1 to 3. It will go from 1 to 3. So it will go for 1, it will go for 2, it will go for 3. So you will see here 0, 1 from here 1. It went from 1 to 3. That's it. RT8 true. So it will not be RT8 true. It will not take into consider the last index. It will go till the last index minus 1. Understood? Saranya, you are doubt
Yes.
right. Understood?
Yeah, got it.
Now, there may be two more conditions. Two more. See, as this argument are optional, that means this method is tell if you want, you give this argument. If you don't want, if you don't give also, I am okay with that. So what will happen? Let's see the second condition. In which I just give one argument instead of both the argument. I give one argument. So what it will print? So instead of two argument, I just give one argument. So what it will do? Let's run it. See. What it did, if I just give one argument, it will consider it as the start index. If I give one argument, it will just consider me as the start index and it will go to the end of the array. So I given here 2. So what it will do 0, 1, 2. From here it will start and it will go till the end. So it printed me 8 through 90. Understood?
Okay.
Now the third scenario. Third scenario in which I don't give anything at all. I just call the method. That's it. That is also allowed in slice. Because both the arguments are optional in slice. So if I don't give anything at all, then what will be the output? The entire array will be returned.
Okay.
Understood? Entire array will be returned. In this case. Okay. Understood? What is the difference between splice and slice? George, Saranya?
Uh, can you tell one more time the slice 2? Only the slice 2, not 1 comma 4 2. Yeah.
So, so if I give just one argument, so what will happen? It will take out the start index and it will go till the end index of the array. So when I tell 2, so what it did here, you see, it came to 0, 1, 2. From 2, it went till last. Whatever is there till last, it will go till there. So it went
Okay.
from 8 to 9.
If we are giving that end array, like 1 comma 4 means it will stop before that element.
Yeah, it will stop before that index minus 1. It will stop at index minus 1. But if you
Mm.
don't give anything, it will go till the end. And if you don't give the start index also, it will print the whole array. That's it.
Okay. Got it.
Got it, right? Now, there is one more function in which I can convert the array into string. Array is a different data type. String is a different data type. Yes or no? Array is a different
Yes.
data type. String is a different data type. I can convert the array into a string. So to convert a array into the string, what I can do, I can use the function dot toString. Always remember when you are calling a function, you have to keep this bracket, or else it will not taken into consideration as a function. Okay, if I just write toString, that will not throw any error, but this will not be considered as a function. So whenever you are calling a function, you have to keep this bracket. Okay, so if you print it, see, it's not printing in the array. This square bracket means array we have already understood in the starting of the class. If I write anything inside square bracket means that is the array. So when I convert it into the string, there is no square bracket. This whole thing is taken as one word actually. This whole thing has become one word. And that is a string. Understood? Yes or no? Yeah? Sharanya? Not. Why there is
Yes.
silence? If you have not understood, ask. Okay. But don't be silent.
A little bit confusing that to string. It's converting the array to string.
See, you already understood if I write something inside the square bracket means that is an array, yes or no?
Yes.
In the
Yeah,
array
that
literal.
got.
Now, when I'm converting into string, there is no square bracket, yes or no? And the
Okay.
entire thing is now a word. That means my one word contains ts, comma, rt, comma, 8, comma, 2, comma, 90, like this. The entire thing is a word.
Okay.
That means this thing is a word for me now. This is just like this. If I write let r is equal to this become this for me now. This entire thing become a word for me now.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, yes.
And now, next, let's say if I want to know the index of a particular element, if I want to know the index of a particular element of an array, then what should I use? Okay, let's say we create one more array. Now let's say I want to know the index of 8. Okay. If I want to know the index of the 8, then there is a method of array. In which what I can do, I can use to know the index of a particular element. So array 6 dot index of, let's say I want to know the index of RT. This value index, or let's say 8. I want to know the index of 8. So what is the index of 8? 2, 0, 1, 2. So it is printing in 2.
Okay.
Now let's say I have multiple duplicate value. Let's say I have 8 here, I have also 8 here. Then what will happen? 2, 8 I have, right? So in that also it will print 2. Why? Why? Because, one minute. Why? Because I have printed out. Still also it is printing me 2 because it will always search for the first index. It will
Okay.
always search for the first index. Now let's say I want to know the last index of this. Means I want to know the index in which the 8 is present at the last instead of the first, because I use index of, it will return me the first occurrence. But let's say if I want to know the last occurrence of 8. Okay, then also we have a method. Last index of. So this will return me the first index of 8. And if also I have one more 8 also in between, that also will not be considered, because this will return me the first index of 8, first 8 where it occurs. It will return me the last 8 where
Lost
it
it.
occurs. Middle
Yes.
one it will not be considered. So if you now run it,
Okay.
yeah. So what will happen? It will print the array. So here I am telling the first index. Index of means first index. So it is 2, 0, 1, 2, it is printing. And a last index. So last index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is printing 6. Okay.
Okay. But what will that the middle eight middle index
No,
of eight means?
no,
It won't count or it won't.
no. There is no inbuilt method to know the middle index of
Okay.
it, because middle you can have multiple middle, right? I can have 4 to 5, 8 inside it. So there is no specific method for that. Only we have something to count from the first index
Last.
and the last index.
Okay.
Okay. Next. Next is your for each loop. So while like it's in loop, I told you, right? There are two loops, for each, right? For each and but for off, which will be studying later on while learning what? Array, I have told you, right? So now here we'll be studying for each. How to use for each. Traditional for loop, we have already studied that, we already used just now also. If in the starting only we have used, right? Yeah. This one, the traditional for loop is we have already did.
Yeah.
Now let's learn about the, in traditional for loop, what we are doing. We are giving everything, right? Starting index, ending index, how much step it will take, everything we are mentioning it. That means we are letting it know what, where to start, where to end, and how many steps you have to take. Yes or no? But
Yes.
but let's say I want to print all this element, instead of traditional for loop, I'll use for each loop. So for that, what I can do, here are 6 dot for each. For each is a function in which I have to use one more arrow function. You must have remembered while teaching arrow function what I told. Anonymous function or arrow function is used for callback, mainly used for callback. I can here use either callback, I can use either anonymous function or I can use arrow function. Let's say I use arrow function here. I can also use anonymous function. Okay. Let's say val. Then I give the body console.log. If you print here now, it is printing all the elements from that array. Is 38. Now, what I did, the for each loop, it will automatically, even though you don't mention the starting point and the end point, if you don't mention the starting point and the end point, it will automatically identify the starting point and end point, and it will traverse through each element of the array. Now it is here traversing through each element of the array. I don't know how many elements are there, but it is automatically traversing through all the element, and it is print. Just I am printing each of them, so it is printing each of them in the output. I don't need to worry how many elements are there, how many times it will traverse, what is the starting point, end point, all these things we don't need to do. Take care. It will automatically do all this activity. And also I have told in array function, if I just do a single line of code, I can no need of using the curly braces also. That also will work. See. This is arrow function. What I have told you, anonymous function and arrow function are mainly used for callback function. That means calling a function inside a function. This function is getting called inside for each. So that is a callback function. If you have practice function, then you can relate it now, or else it will appear again appear something new.
And for each, where this value come from? VAL?
For each?
VAL. Line number 66.
This you can give anything. This is just a variable. I can give anything. So what is happening
Okay.
when the for each loop is traversing through each of the element, it has to store somewhere, right? It is taking one element from the array, it is storing in the val. Then using this value, you can do anything. I am printing, so I am doing that console.log. If I want to multiply, I can do multiply, addition, division, whatever I can. So while traversing, it is fetching one value from the array, but it has to store somewhere, right? So for storing, I am giving this variable.
Yes. Because array 6 variable you use it. I mean, line number 66. Okay.
Here I can
makes
give
sense.
I can give any other name also. I can give val one also. That will also work. I can give any name. Just it is a variable where it will store the value, which you can use inside the body.
Makes sense.
This is arrow function I use. I can use anonymous function also. That will also work. Okay, if I use anonymous function, I have to give the body because that will not work without a body, right? So that I have to give. Arrow function, we can have a body if just one line of code is there. But if we have more than one line of code, I have to give a inside the bracket, right? But for anonymous function, it's not the scenario. You have to give the body. So I give the body. Then I can write, let's say console.log, then it will also. So either way I can do. Because these two type of function are majorly used for callback function, arrow function and anonymous function. We already discussed in the function class. So it is also doing the same thing.
Okay.
So for each is basically if you don't want to take care of the starting index and index, but want to touch each element of the particular array, then you can use for each.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's say this is for the in the case of array. Let's see this for each is working for string also or not. Can I use for each for string also? Let's see. For each doesn't exist for a type string. For each will not work for string. It will work for array.
Only for array.
This one? No.
Yes.
That means maybe somebody will think, okay, I can use for each for a string and I can print one character. Just like for array, I just printed one element from it. I just like that I can use in the string and print one character. Someone may also think by seeing this example. So I saw you. Let you see that no, it's not applicable for string. Got it? Understood for each? Now next.
Yes.
Next is map function. So what is a map function? Map function is also a function of array. So let's see where we can use map. So we have map, we have filter, we have reduce, we have shum, we have every. Okay. So these all are inbuilt function of array. Okay. So map function is used in, let's say I'm just commenting all this. Let's say I've used one, this only I use, let's see. Okay. So there are, this is a numeric array in which I have number. Let's say I want to increment, I want to multiply on each of the element of the array. Now I want to multiply 10 with each of the element of the array. The resultant array should look like 760, 50, 340 and 560. This is my requirement. Okay. So for that, what I can do, I can use map. Show what it will do. It will do operation on each of the element of the array. Okay. So what it will do is it will do, but we have to return it also so that it will be stored in the new array, updated in the new array. So let's say I want to use return statement. Now tell me, I've told you in the function class. If I want to return statement, I want to use return statement in the array, then in an arrow function, then mandatorily I have to give curly braces, even though it is a single line of code. So I give a curly braces. Okay. So now this resultant array, I want to store somewhere. Okay, I want to store the resultant array in the new variable. Let's say new ARR is equal to this. Because if I print the array after the operation, I'll see it is updating the existing array or it is creating a new array. Just run it. See, I did the operation and printed it doesn't update my existing array. So it basically created a new array which I need to store in a variable. So I have stored it in a variable new URL. Now if I print new URL, then let's see what is it. See, that is printing me 760, 50, 345, 8, 560. Understood? If I would haven't used return statement, so what would have happened? Undefined. Because to store there, I have to return something from the function, then only I can store. Or else how it will store some value. It cannot store, so I have to return the value. That's why when I return the value, it is getting stored in the new array. But if I don't return anything, it is just creating an array with the values are undefined because I'm not returning anything. How it will store? Understood?
Yes.
So basically, if you want to create a resultant array and do operation on each of the element of the array, then you can use map function. Okay. Now next is your filter function. Filter function is if I want to filter on some of the condition. If I want to filter the existing array in some of the condition and store the filtered array in a new array, then I can use filter. Let's say new array. So return val greater than, let's say, greater than, if I store more values here, let's say 76 to 65, which are greater than 10. Return all the elements which are greater than 10 and store it in the new array 1. So let's see what is this printing me. What it is printing me here? Sorry. Wait back. What I told you, filter me with which condition if the value is greater than 10. So it will return me 76. 5 is not greater than 10. It will not return me. So it return me 34. Yes, it is greater than 10. So it returned to the new array. 56. Yes, it returned. 1 is not greater than 10. It didn't return. 76 is greater than 10. Yeah, it returned. 4 is not greater than 10. So it didn't return. 65 is greater than 10. So it returned. So it will filter me based on the condition. Understood? Yes or no? Sharanya, George. Understood, right, Sharanya?
Yes,
Yes.
but it makes a little bit confusing that map and filter. I just go through it again
Yes.
for
Simple. Map will apply to each of the element. Filter will
the
apply to the element which satisfy the condition. That's it. And the
okay.
resultant values will be stored in the new array.
Uh-huh.
It will not update the existing array, rather it will create a new array. Got it?
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, something you're telling, George?
No, no, it's all good.
Now, let's say I want to reduce it to a single value. Here I'm not reducing them into a single value. I am having multiple values which satisfy the condition or which apply to the all the element. But let's say if I want to reduce them to a single value, like let's say if I want to do addition of all the element of the array and just reducing it into one number, because if you add it will be reduced into one number. Or let's say if you want to do multiplication of all the numbers, if you want to do subtraction or something like that, then I can use reduce function. Okay, let's see how to use reduce function. Wait, here val function. Now you see what it did. Here, instead of one, I'll be having two arguments. Here, just it was storing the value inside. It is taking one value and storing it inside the variable. But here, reduce means I'm doing addition, and it will store in a certain value. So what I'm doing, I'm giving sum here. So it will get store here. That means basically it should have a, it says the initial value. Sum is, you can say, the initial value, that is, you can say default value which the TypeScript considers 0 for number, for boolean it is false, for decimal it is 0.0, for string it is null. Okay, so here I gave one let's say number, because I have here value also will be added to a number, right? Let's say 0, then I'll add plus the first digit. Then it will have one result. Again, second digit will come, I'll add to the result of the 0 plus first digit. Okay, but for 0, I need to have a variable. So that variable is sum here, which will have 0. Okay, so here I'm telling return val plus sum. So each time what will happen, the sum will get updated with the, let's say first time it added 0 plus first digit. So sum will be, let's say 0 plus 76, sum becomes 76. Now second digit come, then sum will be, sum is equal to 76 plus 34. So whatever 10 something it will come, now sum will be that one. Like that it will go on till the end element, and that will be returned and stored in this particular thing. Now this, the resultant is not a array now. This is just a variable, numeric variable which consists the value. That's why it just returned with 317. It's not an array. It's just a normal numeric variable. In this particular array, okay, this particular array, I want the let sum means it will check at least some one of the element is satisfying the condition. Then it will return me true. Simple is every means all the elements should satisfy the condition. Some means at least one should satisfy the condition. That's it. Okay. Here, if I tell 76 or 56, 76, 65 is there. Like to me, make it 96. So at least one element here is there which is greater than 90. So if I check with sum, it will return me true. If I check a condition, let's say if I check condition, I get sum. What is the condition I told? Val, let's say greater than 90. At least one. I have at least one here, 96. So you'll see if I print this, it will return me true. That means if I, now this become a Boolean variable. True or false? Boolean. Now you'll see if I print this, it's printing me true simply. Because I have at least one which is greater than 90. But the same thing if I do with every, that means it will check for every element. So if I tell that every element is greater than 90, that will print me false. Because here every element is not greater than 90. Same thing only, just I'll change the function. Make it new 4. Make it new 4. And instead of sum, I make it every. Now if I run it, see false. But sum it keep me true because one was there at least which is greater than 90. But here for every means I'm checking for every. But if we don't have everyone greater than 90, so it will be false. So that is sum and every. Clear?
Yes.
Any doubts, Saranya?
I'm good. I'm good with it. Yep.
Okay. What about George?
Yeah, so far good. This map and reduce. When we start doing proper, testing, it will be we can use and make more sense.
So the proper testing means it all depends on the requirement. You cannot say from now
Yeah.
where you will be using it. But to know this, the use of this, you have to practice it simple. If you are
Yeah.
100% pro in TypeScript means when a requirement comes, suddenly that will strike in the mind. Okay, I will be using that here. I'll be using some here. Okay. So practice it.
Yeah.
If okay, so I'm not means let's end the day here because array is completed. So we'll start string and two more thing that string and offset, and one more class will take to discuss the interview question which are generally asked for TypeScript. Okay, so we can say more 3 classes for TypeScript. So tomorrow
Okay.
I'm not sure we'll have class or not because I have some work. So if you don't have class, I'll inform it prior. But if we'll take, I'll start string tomorrow.
Okay.
String itself is a like topic in TypeScript which will have its own function. Okay.
So do we have class on tomorrow or no?
That's I'll tell tomorrow. Okay. If we don't have, I'll
Okay.
tell
Okay. Yeah, fine.
tomorrow. But if we don't tell means there is class. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Because we'll take 3 more classes to complete TypeScript, then we'll be starting Playwright. So that's what I'm telling you. I already gave you notes. I prepared the notes from starting to ending for TypeScript. I gave you notes. Practice it. Okay. Go through the notes, go through the recording, practice those concepts.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.